Hello and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Recap, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest for asylum seekers and those wanting to stay up to date on immigration news. This week, we're discussing the stances of the top Republican presidential candidates on immigration, the DOJ sues SpaceX for bias against refugees and asylum seekers in hiring. The fentanyl epidemic is wrongly blamed on immigrants. Most traffickers and consumers are U.S. citizens. Texas's Operation Lone Star faces criticism for unclear impact on border crossings, excessive force, and due process violations. If elected in 2024, Trump plans much tighter immigration controls. I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. All right, let's get to the news. First up, Republican presidential candidates are sounding off on immigration, trying to rally the conservative base. Here's where the top candidates stand, based on recent statements. Donald Trump champions hardline immigration policies, celebrating his wall-building endeavors, and seeks to end birthright citizenship. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis plans to declare the U.S. border a national emergency, intending to use the military to stop illegal crossings. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott largely supports Trump, pushing for reallocating funds to enhance border security. Mike Pence, the former vice president, mirrors Trump's views but opposes family separation. Lastly, Chris Christie, the ex-New Jersey governor, supports border security, but critiques Trump's insufficient accomplishments in border infrastructure. And up next for update number 2. Is Elon Musk, an immigrant himself, anti-immigrant? The Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against Musk's rocket company, SpaceX, claiming the company has consistently shown bias against refugees and asylum seekers during the hiring process. SpaceX has repeatedly asserted since 2018 that it can only employ U.S. citizens or green card holders, despite there being no laws or government regulations dictating this. The government's investigation has revealed that SpaceX did not fairly consider or hire refugees or asylees based on their citizenship status, which goes against federal law. While SpaceX argues that its hiring practices are in line with relevant export control regulations, the lawsuit points out that SpaceX hired only one asylee out of more than 10,000 hires. The Justice Department aims to make SpaceX accountable for its purported discriminatory practices and ensure refugees and asylees have equal job opportunities. All right, it's time for our third immigration update. Immigrants have been unfairly blamed for the nation's fentanyl epidemic. In the past year, the United States saw a tragic surge in fentanyl overdoses, leading some politicians to point fingers at unauthorized immigrants for the drug's influx. However, comprehensive data presents a contrasting narrative. A significant 99% of those consuming fentanyl are U.S. citizens. And in 2022, U.S. citizens represented 89% of all fentanyl trafficking convictions, dwarfing the convictions of unauthorized immigrants. Additionally, the majority of fentanyl seizures in 2023 took place at legitimate border crossing points, mostly used by U.S. citizens, rather than the often cited illegal routes. This pattern suggests that drugs at formal entry points are less frequently intercepted than those at unofficial crossings. The data make clear that pointing fingers at immigrants for this tragedy isn't just misguided, it detracts from developing genuinely effective solutions. By the way, if you want to stay updated on asylum and immigration reform news, then be sure to press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss the next video. Okay, moving on, we're ready for update number 4. Has Abbott gone too far? Texas Governor Greg Abbott has deployed thousands of National Guard troops and state law enforcement to the border with Mexico as part of Operation Lone Star, an effort launched in 2021 to curb illegal immigration. The massive surge in resources has led to logistical challenges, safety risks, and low morale among deployed troops. The operation has cost billions and led to thousands of migrant arrests, but its impact on border crossings is unclear. Critics say it is a political ploy by Abbott to look tough on immigration ahead of his re-election bid. The operation has also raised concerns over excessive uses of force and due process violations amid hasty migrant prosecutions. With migrant encounters at record highs, the future and effectiveness of Operation Lone Star remains uncertain. And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week. Former President Trump has made clear that if he is victorious in the 2024 election, he's poised to introduce tighter immigration controls. Among his proposals are enhanced vetting for immigrants based on their ideologies, specifically targeting those with Marxist beliefs. He also plans to collaborate with the Coast Guard and Navy for a naval blockade to combat drug trafficking,
expand restrictions on individuals from Muslim-majority nations, repeal birthright citizenship for children of unauthorized immigrants, and enhance the floating barriers in the Rio Grande River, taking inspiration from Texas's efforts to deter illegal crossings. Furthermore, Trump remains unwavering in his commitment to complete the border wall, a project he initiated during his previous tenure. It's worth noting, however, that this wall remains unfinished, and Mexico has yet to contribute to its funding. If Trump returns to the presidency, U.S. immigration policies could undergo a marked shift.
And that concludes this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an asylum strategy session so that we can assist you in securing your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.